right, greetings. All right, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of might as well go into the Ukraine thing. Seeing that's all that anybody really wants to hear about. So, that's going off really well. So yeah, Ukraine will probably still be there some in some form, but not much of it will be left once this is over. Even if Russia is going about it the wrong way, um, yeah, it's going to go as long as it needs to go. Right now, it feels like it's going to be. Some people feel like it's going to go short. I don't know. It guess it all depends. It feels like 6 months to a year at this point. I did feel 10 years, but I don't think it's going to go 10 years. Of course, Afghanistan went on for a long time with Russia when it was in Afghanistan. So it's really hard to say. If they really go after Russia's financing, yeah, that might really change things dramatically. So just have to wait and see where that goes. It will affect other countries for sure. Of course, we have what $7 gas, maybe $10 gas, unfortunately. Yeah, lovely. So, all right. So, your hurricane timeline shift in Uranus. So, hurricane energies is basically it's like we're getting rained on by all these different timeline shifts, all these different energies of the convoy in DC, and who knows what else is on its way. More is most likely next. Yeah, there's more coming. So that's in April. So this month they're just going to keep messing with us with what they have. The convoy thing will probably take much of the headlines for a while, and then April will be some kind of other surprise. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be. Mid-April, I'm feeling currently. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's a financial breakdown or anything like that. It's just more of the same chaos timeline. It sounds like hurricane timeline is just, you know, they're going to just throw everything at us. Look at gas prices going up. And then, of course, they were doing the whole supply chain situation that kind of went away. Of course, it wasn't the end of the world as they're claiming, or some people might have seen it. Yeah, it was not great, good in some areas, but it didn't take us down or anything like that. We seem to find some way to survive. But yeah, they're just. It feels like whatever is coming, it's just going to be. It's not going to be the end of the world or anything like that. It's just more of the same, just chaos. It hasn't been unleashed just yet, but they're working on it. Doesn't mean aliens are going to fly. That'll be sure. I don't think aliens are going to land. That'd be great. That would definitely will happen, but I don't think it's going to happen on a timeline. Always the fake alien invasion. But you never know. You just never know. So, and the Uranus energies are just basically going to tap into those vibrations. I'm also going to go back into the 10th dimension. I didn't put it in the title, but I'm going to go more in 10th dimension, see what I feel from that again. Because the 35th didn't seem like there's really going to be a lot coming through that. 10th dimension still has much to come through. So, yeah, so this become a little bit of a data dump on from the 10th dimension. So I'm not going to go into well, Ukraine might pop in here and there. The reason I call it the long goodbye because it's the long goodbye for Ukraine. Yeah, what can happen is the government is so corrupt. It's just so corrupt. Just I don't care what they say. They can sugarcoat all day long. Um, yeah, it's definitely mafia energies. Of course, I would say Russia's perfect. I have to keep throwing that in there. They got issues, obviously. So yeah, can't we all just get along? No. Sabotage economy of press sessions. Yeah, the schedule here. Yeah, shop. Uh, I'm on the 14th still. I think. Same situation here. We have the webinar sign up social networking behind the scenes. Oh, okay, so let's see. This week, just more drama. It's interesting. Well, I don't know if it's not interesting, but anyway, with Biden, his health seems to somehow survive all this. Even he's kind of pretty much a lame duck, or he's yeah, he's whatever that is. Um, I still see the governor, at least currently, the governor of Florida running for president. That's pretty much an obvious. Obviously, I'm a little ahead of schedule on that, but yeah, this is definitely going to be telling. So Ukraine, they're definitely planning on doing some media, obviously media manipulation. They've been doing that already, but I don't think we've seen nothing yet. Yeah, they're going to go to a whole new level. Like they've been doing this whole World War III situation, and they might be pushing that again. They're just so. I don't think the media is going to go away just yet. Well, I don't know. Some people need them. Yeah, basically a psyop, obviously, right? So, with or if energies are tap into the 10th dimension. I could probably type into a higher dimensions. 10 seems to be decent. So, okay. Ukraine is basically reflecting on itself. It's like it's self imploding, kind of like it's attacking itself. It's like it's destroying itself, not the Ukrainian people, but just the corruption itself. In other dimensions, there's like a giant spider there. Spiders can be seen as different imagery, but it's basically a spider like destroying itself. Like you can almost visualize it's monsters, like you see in the movies, like in the was it the 1960s where they had like Godzilla and stuff like that rampaging it. It's kind of like that in other realities, but it's basically just it's imploding itself when it comes down to it. It's like it's asking itself to be destroyed. Not all of it, not against the people, but just the corruption that's there. It broke a lot of rules like an astral. So it knows this it knew this was going to come eventually. Obviously there's a lot of denial publicly around it, but it's kind of self imploding, the city itself. So where it goes is hard to say. It's like someone trying to injure itself. Um, when it's like karma, basically. It's a karmic war. It knows it did a lot of bad, and now it's paying for it. So like when you have karma, sometimes you drive yourself insane or you put yourself through a situation. That's kind of what's happening here. Then, so it brought Russia. I mean, Russia. Somebody had to kick its ass, basically, kick itself down. But this is also a wake up call once again for people in disclosure. Of course, many of the propaganda, they're just going crazy right now. Either way, it's just work on your own vibrations. That's what matters. Um, okay, so 10th dimension energies into the hurricane. So yeah, expect another. Obviously, well, expect a lot of unexpected events coming soon. Nothing too dramatic, but just like little pockets of information. It's almost like yes, the astral is raining down on the earth to change things. So the virus is in the background, it's still around, still causing chaos, but it's not the main agenda anymore. It is part of the agenda. It's not going to go away, but they've quietened it down because they can do other things. Obviously, for government corruption to continue. Well, it's going to continue until until humanity rises up. Obviously, in Europe that happens, but it doesn't always get anywhere because there's yeah, it's a spiritual warfare. Yeah, it's just it's like there's a key to unlock the hidden realms, And protesting, nothing. I mean, it's not perfect. Nothing wrong with it, really. I mean, obviously, it caused more harm than good there, but it's it's like little by little, humanity would give knowledge of where corruption is and how it works. Obviously, you have some idea, but there's a deeper end to it. You can say an esoteric connection to it. The elite, Illuminati, so on, secret societies. That's, I mean, it's more than that, but that's part of it. And that's not really revealed on the surface for obvious reasons. Um, but it can be. It's like pulling the monster out of the shadows. And it's been kind of done, even 9/11 is kind of like that, sort of, with some kind of disclosure there. Like like 9/11, because they took a big risk doing that. That was obviously a big deal, obviously, on many levels. It's just, you know, and of course they do it on other levels too. I think it was London got hit after 9/11 and so on. But 9/11 was still pretty ballsy, you can say, from the elites, and they were kind of showing themselves too of how they operate. They weren't showing on a global. Well, yeah, they were showing it, even their flaws and how much they don't care. Not that were looking for that, but again, but it's just that it's seeing the inner workings of that, how they manipulate reality can be done, but it takes a lot to handle it. Some people have already done it. Now, are there sanity as well? No. Um, but that's where we're heading into, seeing how the inner workings of how reality's been put together. Has to have it now. Some of this has already been made public. I mean, obviously, a lot of it has actually, but some of it's like, so, as many of you probably know, it's been so bizarre. Who's going to believe it? It's so out there. Who's going to believe it? I mean, they're not going into details of what that is exactly, but it's just so. A lot of the secrets have been put out there. Little pieces here and there, not the full game plan. Like the one, the all-seeing eye on the $1 bill. Little pieces everywhere, but the inner workings to pull the creature out of the closet so everyone can see it is like, they have no problem opening up the door for you to see it. Um, it just can't handle it. So we're going into a phase of basically of the inner workings of how the elite work. It's not going to be made clear, of course, but little by little, some of this will start to unravel over the next few years. So it's not going to make itself. It's not going to label itself and say this is how we do things. But like the lower realms, the demonic realms, the lower astral, um, because that plays a role in how humanity gets manipulated, where that can be, spelled out for, it doesn't mean people are going to believe it, but some of that will be made more known of how this all works. It'd be done through like fiction or a movie, a book, a movie, or something. It most likely have fiction put on it, because that kind of puts a shadow around it, and let people decode it. So that's been happening for a while, messages, but it's just little by little. It seems like they're going to. It hasn't been fully unlocked just yet. It's like a kitchen cabinet they never open. So eventually they'll give out more of their secrets of how things are being done. But it doesn't mean they're going to spell it out for you. Oh, you have to figure that out for yourself. Either way, clues. I mean, but the clues of how things are being done will become more clear. So that's the next, the plan, 5-year plan, and all that. Now you might not think much into it or anything like that, but it's up to you. Some will catch it, some won't. Some want to see it, some won't. It's just yeah. When it happens, those that are looking for it will have some idea. Now this is about how this world operates, like how the demonic realms, the lower astral controls society and reality. Um, it's a little bit spooky, but it's like it's not for everybody. But those that will unravel it are there for a reason. So, yeah, when you're no longer afraid, which is really important. Not that there's anything to be afraid of, but either way. Yeah, I mean, look at Biden. That's what is that? Nancy Pelosi and just the whole thing is like a horror movie. And they do those things unscathed. Because they're given the green light. They're given you know the golden compass of how to do things. They're just allowed to do it. So humanity is a punching bag for now. So this is the next phase of. Obviously, it's not going to be a fast phase, but little by little to put things out there for people to unlock reality little by little. They can't do it all together all at once. So just basically keeping your sanity through all of it. Because how things are being put together can drive some people insane. So, well, it's like you're around really powerful people. Can you handle the energies around that? And do you get manipulated by it? You become all of a sudden uh, spoiled and rich and all that, or you just stay humble and not get pulled into it, not get brainwashed. So, the Uranus energy is a grounding frequency. It plays a role in our colors of our planets, how the trees look, how water is connected to us. It's basically all planets are a life force of Earth. Of course, you don't know all the connections, but a lot of aliens go there to you know, not be seen. I mean, obviously they're here and not seen, but you can go into Uranus's energy. Meaning, like Uranus is kind of like a scrambler, meaning that an alien ship, if they want to disappear, yes, you can do it anywhere, but sometimes you can get found. You go into Uranus's energy. It's like a scrambler. It's hard to follow. It's hard to see what other dimension. Like if you shift dimensions, it's hard to catch them. So, and some of that energy is here. Like people feel like they're invisible. That has something to do with it. um, let's see. We connect to so Uranus is basically about growth, rebirth. There are some giants on Uranus. Of course, it's in a sixth and seventh dimension energy field. Uranus, the planet, chose to be here. Um, Not all planets can do that, but Uranus basically helped balance the solar system. Connect with spirit guides. A lot of spirit guides come from Uranus. That's another reason why some of them are clueless of how humans work, because they're not used to the human energy here. But sometimes you need an outside point of view. Yeah, there's a lot of obviously, yeah, there's a lot of tricks or energy. I'm connected to Uranus. There's a lot of tricks or energies in the White House. There's a lot of like people see something, but then there's a shift. There's a lot of draconian energies there, of course, hijacking many souls. It's basically the White House in Washington D.C. is basically like the possession capital of the world, practically one of them. So no one, I mean, some people have individual selves, but a lot of them do get easily hijacked on a spiritual level. So eventually that will become more clear as the frequencies of the Earth change. So as the Earth's energy is in a higher frequency, connects more to the sun, the more positive sun. These beings are causing, like, for example, I just, I connected Washington politicians for a reason, obviously to manipulate reality, right? So I think I've connected this before, but where you can see like a politician and see actually literally like a silhouette of a reptilian or whoever being it is manipulating that person. Probably I feel more reptilian, but you never know. Like you feel like there's something behind them, and you can almost kind of see it. Like there'll be some kind of energy there that wasn't there before. It doesn't not going to happen very often in the future, but yeah, it's almost like seeing like a ghost or something there. Almost like a sinister smile. We haven't obviously hit that range yet, but then that will come and go. Of seeing like reptilian beings around politicians. I'm just using that for example. Obviously, there's other beings you can see too. Um, that really shows that we're turning into a whole nother world if that happens. Yeah, just our frequencies shift. We're like another world that becomes more known. And of course, yeah, Ukraine is just a test. Yes, it is imploding within itself, but also it's there to reset Europe. Also, Europe is going to go through major changes because of this. Yeah, it's probably going to take a couple of months for it to be activated, but a lot of this for Europe to be a different place altogether. So it's just not but the Ukraine. Like more true colors will come out about, once again politicians, but also corruption. So and yeah, it just shows some billionaires will not be billionaires after this. Of course not. Let's see here. So energies from the 10th dimension. There is a calmness energy that's coming from Syrian star system, Sirius B, Sirius A. Uh, so the planets do connect to the fish energies, the planets. So you can be a an alien being on Sirius and tap into telepathically the fish on our world. Like you're swimming around in Sirius, minding your own business, living your vacation life, and you can tap into the sea life here and see what you pick up from it. And yeah, that can drastically change your energy field, but either way. Um, yeah, we're also going into like I can see the energy of like a jump start our reality. So we're kind of going through that right now. It's like the earth, yeah, it's like we had like a reset, right? In the past, or we're kind of like in a jump start where things will start to change and many businesses would come and go. So we're going to see just dramatic changes. Obviously, you see that with the gas and more to come. Yeah, so just obviously flow with it. Not everything's gonna be can be remembered. Not yet, at least. Astral has been at least closed down to a lot of people due to what's going on. Astral is highly influenced by the Vatican, and the Vatican plays a big role in siphoning energies from humanity. It's basically alien creature there, obviously. Yeah, Vatican is probably going to go through some kind of reform eventually. Not yet. Like how their books, how they pay for things like that slowly. And some of their rights might be taken away too. Not yet, but will happen eventually. Well, it's been abusing a lot of it, so obviously. Um, yeah, Vatican possibly might get another investigation to what's going on. So not yet though. Let's see. So yeah, Uranus energy, a lot of their technologies or gifts that for us is in the medicine field. Not the type you get you know, you get addicted to, but they do play a role. They're just keeping it general. Well, I see that Uranus is around aloe. Aloe has a lot of positive energy, and also Obviously, people that are not too big on rice, but also certain type of wheat that's here also to heal from famine. Just I'll just put it out, just famine. You can always count on rice if everything else fails. Rice will find itself to you eventually if you need it. Um, I'm not seeing a world war, but there's a world manipulation through the media. And while this is going to come back to the media, but not just yet. It's too busy being utilized currently, but will be taken down. Not yet. Human energy has to shift. More of spiritual secrets, is knowledge goes more to the mainstream. It's like culture has to obviously drastically change for the media to no longer have the blood sucking energy anymore. It can't suck the blood out of humanity anymore, or suck the consciousness out of it. So right now it's just draining humanity, which was surprise there. Well, because it brings out all that negativity. It's always doing negative, 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 and it's not helping anything. It's just controlling, and it's just a unbelievable psyop. So let's see. Energies from the 10th. Let's see. Do more. It's from 10th dimension. So yeah, these atrocities that are doing, like the human slavery that's going on in Africa. Obviously, has been healed for various different reasons due to the elite. I mean, Africa, for example, there's other countries, but Africa has been obviously made poor by design. So not completely poor, but still not great. That's probably the most manipulated place on the planet. So that's all they're saying there. Okay, we'll keep it short tonight. So hopefully some of this was hopeful. It didn't go too deep. Well, maybe I don't know. It's different. Everybody's different. So all right, all right. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow, and blessings, and see you next time.